Have you ever heard of a powerful maritime kingdom that once rivaled the great Khmer Empire of Angkor Wat? A kingdom of master sailors, skilled artisans, and devout Hindus who built stunning brick temples that still dot the coastline of modern-day Vietnam? Today, we're journeying back in time to uncover the incredible and often overlooked history of the Champa kingdom. The story of Champa begins around the 2nd century AD, in what is now central and southern Vietnam. A people of Austronesian origin, much like their distant cousins in Indonesia and the Philippines, established a series of small coastal city-states. The Romans knew this region as Linyi, a land of riches and trade. It was from these early settlements that the unified Kingdom of Champa would emerge, heavily influenced by its powerful neighbor to the south, the Funan Kingdom, and more importantly, by the culture and religion of India. Indian merchants, monks and Brahmins sailed across the Bay of Bengal, bringing with them not just goods, but also new ideas. The Cham people enthusiastically adopted Hinduism, particularly the worship of Shiva, as well as Sanskrit as their sacred language, and Indian models of kingship and statecraft. This cultural fusion gave birth to a unique and vibrant civilization. The king, or Raja, was seen as a divine ruler, a protector of Dharma, and the kingdom was structured into principalities, each centered around a river valley. The heartland of Champa was a collection of these principalities, including Indrapura, Amaravati, Vijaya, Kauthara, and Panduranga. For centuries, these centers vied for dominance, but they were united by a shared culture, religion, and a powerful maritime identity. The Cham were brilliant sailors and traders. Their strategic location on the maritime Silk Road made them a crucial link between China, India, and the archipelagos of Southeast Asia. They traded precious goods like eaglewood, ivory, and rhinoceros horns, and their ports buzzed with activity, welcoming ships from across the known world. This economic prosperity fueled an incredible artistic and architectural boom. Between the 7th and 10th centuries, during what is considered Champa's golden age, magnificent temple complexes were constructed. The most famous of these is My Son. Nestled in a lush valley, My Son served as the most important religious center of the kingdom for centuries. Imagine a sprawling complex of over 70 red brick towers, intricately carved with images of Hindu deities like Shiva, Vishnu, and Ganesha, as well as scenes from epic myths. These temples, known as kalans, were engineering marvels. The Cham developed a unique bricklaying technique, fitting the bricks so tightly together that, even today, the mortar is barely visible. They were masters of sandstone carving, creating breathtaking reliefs and statues that showcased their deep devotion and artistic genius. Another remarkable site is Po Nagar in Nha Trang, a temple dedicated to the goddess Yan Po Nagar, a local deity who was later identified with the Hindu goddess Bhagavati. Standing on a hill overlooking the sea, this temple complex demonstrates the beautiful blend of indigenous beliefs with imported Hindu traditions, a hallmark of Cham culture. But the history of Champa wasn't just one of peaceful trade and temple building. Their position on the coast made them rivals with their neighbors. To the north was the powerful Chinese-influenced Vietnamese state of Dai Viet, and to the west, the formidable Khmer Empire in Cambodia. The relationship between Champa and its neighbors was a complex dance of war, diplomacy, and cultural exchange. For centuries, Champa and Dai Viet were locked in a cycle of conflict. They launched naval raids on each other's coastlines and fought bloody land battles over territory and resources. In 982, the Dai Viet sacked Indrapura, the Cham capital, forcing the Cham to move their political center south to Vijaya in modern-day Binh Dinh province. This marked a significant turning point in the kingdom's history. To the west, the relationship with the Khmer Empire was equally dynamic. At times, they were allies against the Vietnamese. At other times, they were bitter enemies. In the 12th century, the great Khmer king Suryavarman II, the builder of Angkor Wat, actually invaded and occupied Champa for a period. In a stunning reversal of fortune, the Cham later retaliated, sailing up the Mekong River in 1177 to sack the Khmer capital of Angkor itself. This incredible event is famously depicted in the stone reliefs of the Bayon Temple at Angkor Thom. Internally, the 11th and 12th centuries also saw a gradual shift in the religious landscape. While Hinduism remained prominent, Islam began to gain a foothold, introduced by Arab and Persian merchants. This process was slow and peaceful, and for a long time, Hinduism and Islam coexisted within the kingdom. The beginning of the end for the independent Champa kingdom came in the 15th century. The constant pressure from the expanding Jai Viet to the north proved to be too much. In 1471, a massive Vietnamese army led by Emperor Lê Thanh Tông conquered the capital, Vijaya. This was a devastating blow from which the kingdom would never fully recover. The central and northern territories of Champa were absorbed into Vietnam, and tens of thousands of Cham people were killed or taken captive. The Kingdom of Champa fractured, reduced to a small principality in the far south known as Panduranga. This rump state managed to maintain a degree of autonomy for another 350 years, but it was a shadow of its former self. By this time, Islam had become the dominant religion among the remaining Cham people.
Finally, in 1832, the Vietnamese Emperor Minh Mang fully annexed the last remnants of Champa, bringing over 1,600 years of the kingdom's history to a close. But the story doesn't end there. The Cham people and their culture have survived. Today, Cham communities live in central and southern Vietnam and in Cambodia. They have preserved their unique language, their traditions, and their distinct identity.
The majestic brick towers of Mỹ Sơn and Po Nagar still stand as silent, beautiful testaments to the power, artistry, and resilience of their ancestors. The legacy of Champa is a powerful reminder that history is not just about the biggest empires. It's also about the vibrant, influential cultures that thrived in the spaces between them, shaping the world in ways we are only now beginning to fully appreciate. They were a people of the sea, who built a kingdom on trade, faith, and incredible artistic skill, leaving behind a legacy carved in stone and brick that continues to inspire awe. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey into the lost kingdom of Champa. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into forgotten histories. Let us know in the comments which ancient civilization you'd like us to explore next. Until next time, stay curious